Hey everybody, it's been about a year since I've been using the Milwaukee MX. It's their Gen 2 concrete cutter, their cutter. And I wanted to just kind of give you my opinion about it. So as a remodeling contractor, I'm a guy who is not riding that saw all day long. I'm not pouring gallons and gallons and tanks of gas into this. I'm making, I don't know, maybe 20 feet of cuts or something like that, or whatever. But I am making cuts. I'm making cuts inside lived-in homes. I'm pulling the saw out after sitting idle for 3 months and then making a cut. And so those are the situations where I'm doing this. And what's important to me is that when I pull the saw out and I put that battery in, it starts right up. No pull, no gas, no fumes, no fouled, fuel or anything like that. I don't have to deal with the gas, the mix. We all know if you own a saw and some knucklehead mixes your fuel for you and he does it wrong, he can screw the saw up. So for me, that's huge. It sits idle. I need it. I use it. But then I use it in remodeled, we call it living in place, or remodeling in place, where people are living upstairs and we're cutting downstairs in a basement. Maybe we're trenching for a bathroom. Maybe we're putting in lolly columns. This week, we're putting in lolly columns for point load for remodeling, opening up some walls in a big kitchen remodel we're doing. And it's great. We use it with the water pump. It keeps the fumes down, the dust down, I should say. We suck up the water with a vacuum and boom, we're done. I have, how many batteries do I have? 1, 2, 3. I have 3 batteries. So 2 batteries pretty much equal 1 tank of gas on like on a steel cutter. We did that in our head-to-head. If you go back and watch the head-to-head we did on those cutters, we compared a gas cutter with a bunch of the battery cutters. It's basically, the rule of thumb is 2 batteries, 1 tank of gas. I have 3 batteries, and what that allows me is continuous cutting to get what I need done. So, I might, cut, the battery dies, I swap it, that goes right in the charger, I cut some more, that dies, I swap it, I cut some more. By the time that's done, the 3rd one, the other battery's ready to go. So the 3 batteries, even 4 probably would be better, keep me going. Not that I'm going to cut all day long. If I'm going to cut all day long, I'm going to get a gas saw. Or if I'm, I've got a guy on the saw all day and he's using gallons of gas all day long, gas saw, right? It just makes sense. But if you're remodeling or if you're doing stuff indoors, this is genius. And it's funny, all the naysayers, everybody that I talk to, everybody's I know that watches my video, like locally, like, oh yeah, that's a gimmick, whatever. And then they ask to borrow it, or they see me using it on a job we're working on together, and they're sold. My masonry contractor, he buys, I think he goes through 7 or 8 gas steel saws a year. She saw me using it, and he said, I want that saw. He went out and bought one. Not for everyday use, but there's a lot of applications where he wants to use that battery saw. So he bought one with 2 batteries. He still is using gas more than anything because they're cutting nonstop. They're cutting asphalt and pavers and all kinds of crazy stuff. So anyway, long story short, it has its place. It has its place indoors. It has its place for contractors who are not making miles of cuts. It has its place because you don't have to worry about the gas, the storage of the gas, the storage of the machine, pulling it, fouling it, all that stuff. For me, it's a problem solver. It's an expensive tool. It's paid for itself in 3 jobs. So you got to think about that. You got to kind of expense that out, but that's how you do it. You get it. You get it for that 1 job, but then, you expense it out over those other 2 jobs and make sure you charge for it to be used on those jobs. Just like a rental fee. You'd add a rental fee in your remodeling cost to buy a cutter, to rent a cutter. You just add some cost to that to your next job. It will pay for itself. Then you own it. Then you have a problem-solving tool that kicks ass. So I hope this helps, guys. Not an in-depth review. I've already reviewed the saw. I've already done a bunch of stuff with the saw. It's a great saw. It's powerful. It does exactly what I need. And, there's no looking back for me. Foot on the pedal. We're moving forward. And I don't have to rent or rely on my mason or anybody else anymore to get this concrete cut. So take care. We'll see you soon.